let's talk about low abs and the external obliques. So I've got Will. Will's got a ball. We're going to put Will and the ball together in just a second here. But if we think, to talk through the musculature of the abs, at the most surface level, rectus abdominis runs from the bottom of your rib cage down to the top of your pubic bone. Rectus abdominis is the thing that shows up as a six-pack if we're lean and strong enough. Just below rectus abdominis, we have the external obliques. The external obliques start on the back of the rib cage and wrap around towards the pelvis on a diagonal, and it's the same diagonal as putting your hands in your front pockets. The internal obliques behind those wrap the other way. They start on the front of the rib cage, go to your low back. That's putting your hands in your back pockets diagonally. And then finally, we have the transverse abdominis that wraps around the core, kind of as a garter belt, and that runs perpendicular to the ground, or perpendicular to the pelvis. And so when we work with the external oblique opener, we're really after the external obliques, transverse abdominis, and then also the low abs, pyramidalis, right on top of the pubic bone. And those muscles can be really hard to find. So the reason we use the external oblique opener is mainly to help us find those muscles so that we can then challenge them. So this one, we're gonna start off with the ball. I'm gonna have Will bring the ball onto his abdomen, and it's gonna go pretty low. It's south of his belly button and just north of his pubic bone. The very first phase here is just to take a few breaths. So Will's gonna take a really big breath in. That ball should move up. He's gonna breathe out, the ball falls back down. Why don't you do just two more of these? This phase should actually be really relaxing. This is about learning to soften the muscles of the abdomen. If you're holding your belly in all the time, or if you're under a lot of stress, this is a really great way to get us to relax. Great, so now we're gonna start to add on to this. I'm gonna have Will hold that ball so it doesn't roll around anymore. He's gonna breathe in and push the ball up with his belly. And then he's gonna hold his breath and tighten his abs like he's trying to push his waist wide. So he just got really solid out through these sides. He now gets to take little breaths in and a little breath out, just about a 50% breath. The next time Will breathes in, he's gonna start pushing his hands into that ball, trying to crush it. I just saw his chest pop up, which is awesome. He's gonna let out a little bit of breath. Will's next inhale, he's gonna engage his inner thighs, which is gonna turn his feet a little bit in together. And he floated really easily because he's got the ab strength, but you may not float quite so soon, and that's totally fine. And then Will's gonna next, as he breathes in, engage his butt as hard as he can. Great. He just started to breathe a lot heavier, which tells me there's a lot of engagement. I'm gonna have Will hold this for just about 5 more breaths on his own, but you can see him shaking. This is what this position should feel like. I don't care if your legs are up or down. I care that you have found the width through the waist. I care that you've gotten the engagement, and I care that you are finding a version of this that causes a little bit of stress, just like this is causing to Will, hence his breathing. Go ahead and relax. And then I will actually just take the ball so we can get that out of the way. And then I'm gonna have Will come back into that same position, this time without the ball, and we'll move a little bit quicker. If you don't have a ball, you can also use a kettlebell or a dumbbell, but you can also do this with just your body weight. So here's what Will's gonna do. He's gonna put one hand on his belly. He's gonna take an enormous breath into his belly, push that hand up, all the way out, so he tests his relaxation. Half breath in, tighten waist goes wide, lock it in. Here he's gonna bring palms together. Inhale, he's gonna push his palms together to light up the chest, half breath out. Inhale, inner legs engage and turn slightly in, half breath out. Exhale, glutes. And I'm gonna have Will hold this for 5 of his own breath. I'm gonna let this count this. Again, can't stress this enough. If your legs float, cool. If your legs don't float, cool. But if this puts load into your low back, your legs don't go off the ground yet. If this puts load into your low back, we don't have enough strength generating from the sides, and we're almost trying too hard. Relax your way into this, guys. It should be challenging, but it should not feel bad. And Will should probably just relax there. Thanks, guys. That is our external oblique opener.